Yeah, thank you, Prerna. And I was very awestruck by the amazing discussion that was happening. I was frantically taking notes, and I'm sure I'm going to have to watch the video a couple of times to absorb the whole thing. So I wanted to thank all the panelists today and organizers to do a great job. And I just wanted to share my vision of what Geo Institute can be. And we are learning a lot every time we talk to our mentors and our different people from different parts of the globe. We are learning and constantly evolving this vision. So I just wanted to share that. And if you look at every era in the history of mankind has its own opportunity to create an institution, right? So at the early golden period of India, we used to have rishis who would run gurukuls, and those were the universities of that time. And then the Nalandas and the Takshilas came at their time, and then the BHUs and MITs and University of Calcutta and Madras came at their time, and then IITs came at their time, and now it is a very different time from all those times, right? And one of the exciting things that we are looking at is, what would it mean to start an institute at this time, which is a time where everybody is connected, a time where AI is at a very high level of maturity, obviously a long way to go, a time where everybody is connected through devices and connectivity, a time where we are now adopting digital a lot more than before, thanks to COVID and other such things, right? So, what does it mean to start an institute at this time is a very important question that we are trying to answer. And how is education going to evolve? How is teaching and learning going to evolve? Is going to obviously be very different. So that is one of the opportunities that we have in front of us. And in all these times, the purpose of education has also evolved, right? So uh, when the IITs were created, the purpose was different. But today we are trying to reinvent that question as to why you want to study AI. And obviously, it should not be that I want to get a job or I want to win a Kaggle competition. We are looking at how the next generation can solve some of the great problems of the country. We saw some beautiful examples today. We saw that the whole country is moving in that direction. So we want to make sure that Geo Institute plays its part in creating that next data scientists, engineers, and computer scientists who are purpose driven in that way, that they are not just studying for the sake of getting a job, but actually solving some of these big problems, thinking very holistically about it, advancing the state of the art, like the different panelists talked about, how we can combine brain science, consciousness sciences of India, along with the modern technology of AI. How do we combine all that, the cultural things that Dr. Gupta talked about, and so on? And how do we create new jobs? How do we create a lot of more industries? New kind of economies have to emerge thanks to AI, right? And every time a new technology comes into being, a new kind of economy also emerges. So we are looking at Geo Institute as an experiment where we can create master students and PhD students later who can do all three kinds of things. They can advance the state of the art, they can build solutions for the country, and they can create industries and economies at scale. And we are going to have all kinds of streams, and all kinds of people are welcome here. And obviously, it is said that it takes a village to raise a child. Similarly, it takes an ecosystem to build an institute. And we are very pleased that we are now connected to very different kinds of ecosystem. One is we have a lot of mentors, all the way from Mr. Ambani and the industrial ecosystem. We have the government ecosystem, we have a research and academic ecosystem, and we have a lot of international collaboration. So, like a lot of mentors said, I think this is a good time to start bringing in all the wisdom from different areas and then see what the institute should look like. And therefore we are very excited, and we are seeking your mentorship and blessings and participation in all this. Thank you for participating in the first session. I think I'll hand it back to Prerna, and we have 2 more days of this session, and then going forward we'll have multiple master classes going forward. Thank you, and we look forward to interacting with you all. Thank you. Yeah. Prerna, over to
Thank
you.
you, sir. Purpose, passion, and perseverance, I heard you say, will lead to innovation and development. So with this, I would now like to invite my colleague and friend from Geo Institute, Pramod Jain, to give a word of thanks, please.
Thank you, Prerna. As we end the first day of the symposium, I, on behalf of the entire Geo Institute team, would like to extend our gratitude and thanks to all our speakers for gracing this event and sharing their insights today. First and foremost, I would like to express our profound gratitude to our chairman and chairperson, Mr. Mukesh Ambani and Mrs. Neeta Ambani, for their vision to create a multidisciplinary world-class research institute for India. Their commitment to Geo Institution is inspiring us all, and we are always grateful for their motivation and guidance in building a digital-first interdisciplinary research institute. I would also like to express our appreciation to Dr. Maselkar, Chancellor Geo Institute, for his untiring efforts to build Geo Institute and his inspiring opening remarks today. I would also like to thank our Chancellor, Dr. Deepak Jain, for his continuous support and guidance. We are also highly appreciative of the leadership, encouragement, and extensive support provided by Dr. Larry Birnbaum and Dr. Shailesh Kumar, program mentors and advisors to Geo Institute. Thank you, Dr. Larry and Dr. Shailesh, for conceptualizing this conference and for bringing world-class academicians and eminent leaders to share this perspective on AI for India. I would now like to take this opportunity to thank Ms. Anna Roy for her keynote address on India's AI strategy. We are honored to hear from Ms. Roy and grateful to her for sharing her perspective on AI. I would also like to thank Dr. P. Anandan for his exemplary talk on AI for social good in India. We were enlightened by your talk highlighting the potential of AI in the development sector. I would also like to extend our gratitude to our panel members, Dr. Rajesh Gupta and Dr. Uday Desai, for their enthusiastic participation during the discussion. It was very enlightening to have your perspective on approaches to establish an AI-based academic and research ecosystem with help of different players. Last but not least, a big thank you to all the attendees who joined us today. We hope that the sessions hosted today were of significance to you, and we look forward to welcoming you all tomorrow for an insightful day with a deep dive in AI for healthcare and education. A big thank you also to the entire Geo Institute team, Prerna, Naman, Drupad, and many others who worked tirelessly to bring this together. Before we part ways, I would request you all to please fill the feedback form, which is available in the events feed to gain your valuable inputs. We also look forward to connecting with you on LinkedIn. Our LinkedIn is in the event feed. Help us grow our knowledge community and stay updated on the latest from Geo Institute. With that, I would like to bid you goodbye and look forward to receiving you tomorrow. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. So thank you, Pramod. That was really nice of you to call us out. With this, we come to the end of the first day of our symposium. I hope you find it as insightful and informative as we all did here. Today's session revolved around AI's impact in research, academia, and social and national development. Tomorrow, we have research leaders to discuss AI's implication in healthcare and education. We have Professor Frank Mulhern and Professor Rachel Mercer, who are our program mentors at Geo Institute, and they will briefly talk about the implications of AI in marketing and in journalism, respectively. This will lead into the expert talks for the day, starting with Professor Karen Burspor from University of Melbourne, who will talk about AI's implication in healthcare that is impacted by COVID-19, especially in diagnosing and treating the affected. Dr. Manish Gupta from Google India will talk about importance of inculcating AI-based platforms to improve access to healthcare. Dr. Scott Clemmer from University of California, San Diego, will talk about AI's applications in education from the perspective of customer demand anticipation, improved delivery management, and preference-based browsing. With this, we sign off for the day. The lounge at Hubilo will be active throughout the symposium until the end of August 28th, 2020, and we look forward to seeing you there. Thank you and stay safe.